I've always been fascinated by the digital world. As a software developer, the rapid advancements in technology are both my passion and my livelihood. So when the world of cryptocurrency exploded into mainstream consciousness, I was hooked. The stories of overnight millionaires and the allure of decentralization drew me in. But nothing could have prepared me for the nightmare that awaited me in the depths of the crypto world. My name is Emily, and this is the story of how my innocent curiosity about cryptocurrency turned into a terrifying ordeal that still haunts me. It all began with a simple, late-night email. "Unlock untold wealth with the crypto vault," the subject line read. Normally, I would have dismissed such an email as spam, but something about it caught my eye. The message was unusually detailed and professional, promising access to a cutting-edge, highly secure cryptocurrency trading platform. It claimed that only a select few were invited to join, and I was one of the lucky ones. Intrigued, I clicked the link. The website was sleek and sophisticated, boasting advanced algorithms and top-notch security features. It promised to maximize profits while minimizing risks. As someone who prided herself on being tech-savvy, I was impressed. Against my better judgment, I decided to sign up. The registration process was surprisingly straightforward. I provided my basic information, created a secure password, and verified my identity through a two-factor authentication system. Within minutes, I had full access to the crypto vault. At first, everything seemed normal. The platform was user-friendly, and the algorithms appeared to be working as advertised. My initial investment started to grow, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. It seemed too good to be true. But then, strange things began to happen. One evening, as I was reviewing my portfolio, I noticed a small discrepancy. A transaction that I hadn't authorized had been executed, transferring a significant amount of cryptocurrency to an unknown wallet. My heart raced as I double-checked my transaction history. There it was, a transfer I had no memory of making. Panic set in. I immediately contacted the platform's support team, but my messages went unanswered. I tried calling their hotline, but the number was disconnected. It was as if the entire operation had vanished overnight. Desperation drove me to the forums and online communities where I first heard about the crypto vault. To my shock, I found numerous posts from other users who had experienced similar issues. Unauthorized transactions, disappearing funds, and ghostly support services were common themes. It was clear that something was very wrong. One user, under the pseudonym Shadow Trader, claimed to have uncovered the truth behind the crypto vault. According to their posts, the platform was a front for a sinister operation, exploiting users and siphoning their assets into a vast network of shadowy wallets. Shadow Trader's posts were cryptic and filled with conspiracy theories, but I couldn't ignore the eerie similarities to my own experience. Determined to get to the bottom of this, I decided to track down Shadow Trader. It wasn't easy. Their online presence was scattered and elusive, but after days of relentless searching, I found a lead. An obscure post on a hidden forum mentioned a meeting place, a rundown cafe on the outskirts of town. The cafe was as unremarkable as it was depressing. The flickering neon sign and the musty smell of stale coffee did little to ease my nerves. I sat at a corner table, nursing a lukewarm cup of coffee, and waited. Minutes turned into hours, and just as I was about to leave, a figure approached. "Emily?" a voice asked softly. I looked up to see a man in his late 30s, with tired eyes and an air of quiet desperation. "I'm Shadow Trader." We exchanged pleasantries, and I quickly explained my situation. He listened intently, nodding occasionally, and then leaned in closer. "You need to see something," he said, sliding a USB drive across the table. "This will explain everything." Back at home, I plugged the USB drive into my computer and opened the single file it contained. It was a video, grainy and poorly lit, but the audio was clear. The footage showed a group of men in a dimly lit room discussing the crypto vault. Their faces were obscured, but their voices were unmistakable. They spoke of a grand scheme to exploit unsuspecting investors, using advanced algorithms to manipulate the market and siphon funds into untraceable accounts. The operation was vast, spanning multiple countries and involving numerous shell companies. The most chilling part was their discussion of the fail-safe, a method to ensure that no one could trace their activities. As the video played, my stomach turned. It was a carefully orchestrated scam, and I was just one of many victims. But there was something more, something darker. The men spoke of a ritual, a way to bind their digital fortunes to something far older and more malevolent. It sounded like the ramblings of madmen, but the fear in their voices was palpable. The days that followed were a blur of fear and paranoia. My computer began to act strangely. Files disappeared, emails were sent without my knowledge, and strange messages appeared on my screen. It was as if someone, or something, was inside my system, watching my every move. One night, as I was working late, my screen flickered and went black. A message appeared, typed in blood-red letters. "You can't escape." My heart pounded in my chest as I stared at the screen. It felt like a horror movie come to life. I unplugged my computer and backed away, but the message stayed burned into my mind. In the following weeks, my life spiraled into chaos. My bank accounts were drained, my credit cards were maxed out, and my identity was stolen. Every attempt to regain control was met with failure. It was as if the very fabric of my digital existence was unraveling. Desperation led me to seek out Shadow Trader again. This time, he agreed to meet at a different location, a remote cabin in the woods, far from any prying eyes. I drove for hours, my mind racing with fear and anticipation. The cabin was isolated and eerie, surrounded by dense forest. As I approached, I noticed the faint glow of a computer screen through the window. Shadow Trader greeted me at the door, looking more haggard than before. "We don't have much time," he said urgently. "They're on to us." He led me to his makeshift command center, a cluttered room filled with monitors and cables. "I've been digging deeper," he explained. "The crypto vault isn't just a scam, it's a gateway." "A gateway to what?" I asked, my voice trembling. He hesitated, then continued. "To something ancient and malevolent. They believe they've tapped into a source of power that goes beyond our understanding. And now, it's coming for us." Before I could fully process his words, the monitors flickered, and a chilling laugh echoed through the room. The lights dimmed, and the temperature dropped. Shadow Trader's face paled as he frantically typed on his keyboard. "They've found us," he whispered. "We need to destroy everything." In a frenzy, we began to dismantle his setup, smashing hard drives and burning papers. But it was too late. The air grew thick with a palpable sense of dread, and a shadowy figure materialized in the corner of the room. It was indistinct, more of a presence than a person, but its malevolence was undeniable. Shadow Trader screamed as the figure advanced, but I was frozen in place, paralyzed by fear. The figure reached out, and I felt an icy grip around my throat. My vision blurred, and darkness closed in. When I awoke, I was alone in the wrecked cabin. Shadow Trader was gone, and the monitors were shattered. I stumbled outside, gasping for air, and drove away without looking back. It's been months since that night, but the terror still lingers. My life has changed irrevocably. I live in constant fear, haunted by the knowledge that something dark and malevolent exists in the digital shadows. I've tried to rebuild my life, but the scars remain. Every time I log onto my computer, I feel its presence, watching and waiting. The crypto vault may have been destroyed, but its curse lives on. I've shared my story as a warning. Beware the allure of easy wealth and the promises of the digital world. Sometimes, the cost is far greater than you can imagine. And if you ever receive an email inviting you to join the crypto vault, delete it. No amount of money is worth the price of your soul.